Foxley, and this is me practicing just a casual scrim. I'm practicing my casting today, so that's pretty much all there is to it. I am watching Remedy play, one of the Aeon guys. It's just an all-pick ranked match, so it's going to start with the picking phase as per usual, and I don't think they've banned anyone.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay, 1 second left for the pick. They're gonna have to pick now or they're gonna lose gold. -2, -4. And the first pick is a support Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is a pretty nice hero, a lot of in-lane harassment, also can make illusions with carries to help push when needed. Just helps carries be even stronger than they are with that amplified damage. Oracle is an extremely strong hero. Usually in captain's mode you'd ban him, but you don't get as many bans here in all pick, so Oracle does slip through. Clockwork's a bit of a playmaking hero, and yeah, we'll see what this Chinese named guy can do with Clockwork, or Japanese, I'm not sure. 1 second left to pick, and Pangolier. I wonder if that's a Remedy oh no, it's I'm Fine playing Pangolier. Another playmaking hero. Very, very nice to see a good Pangolier player. Hopefully that's what we see today. We want this team to win, by the way. Usually with casting I can't pick sides, but in this case I want Dire to win. Zeus pick. Zeus on Geese. That's probably a pos 5. So what they do, if you haven't seen the new meta, is they play pos 5 Zeus, gets a little bit of farm early game, and is obviously extremely good at dewarding. So yeah. And you buy a Quilling Blade. I don't have to, but usually you do. Okay, losing even more money is the sign of Radiant right now. I mean, okay, also losing money rather, and that's a Lion third pick. So it's pretty weird to see Lion as a third pick, but I mean, it's all pick. You don't have so much time to pick and think of the order you have to pick things in. You just kind of wing it. That's kind of fun for casting as well, like the picks coming through very quickly. Ursa pick. Ursa, if he doesn't get kited, or if he has heroes with him like Lion who can disable or whatever, then he's strong. But if you manage to kite him, then it's good. I don't know if Ursa is such a good pick into the Shadow Demon and the Pangolier. Both pretty good heroes for kiting Ursa. Shadow Demon can egg him. Pangolier can roll. Phantom Lancer. Okay. Yeah, Phantom Lancer. I haven't seen a Phantom Lancer pick in quite a while, to be honest. Like, that's pretty interesting. And last pick, this is Remedy's pick, Grimstroke. Okay, 5th pick, Grimstroke. I haven't seen much weirder than that, but here we go. If I say Remedy, it just refers to work. That's Remedy. That's his real alias. And then last pick, Monkey King. Okay, so I think it's going to be. I have no idea who's going mid on this side. Is it going to be a Phantom Lancer mid? I think it might even Remedy. Are you going Grimstroke core? Or is Zeus, maybe it's a mid Zeus, I don't know, bit of a debate pick. 23 and 13 with his Ursa, and that's a very average Phantom Lancer stats, slightly above average. Okay. Okay, so Pangolier, as you might expect, a lot of regen, 3 tangos, healing salve, 2 mangoes. And okay, it doesn't seem like Remedy is that crazy. It is going to be a mid Zeus this game. So it wasn't, I think it was a bit of a debate. He picked Zeus, so they think it's a support. Yeah, pretty high IQ play there. Because no one counters, no one in their right mind would usually counter a support. So smart pickings. Except if the support is like Oracle or Dazzle or something like that. Okay, Lion, a bit of aggression here onto Shadow Demon in the top lane. Phantom Lancer harassing back a bit, but he's gonna lose more HP than he's dealing. Okay, Egg onto Clockwork there. The harassment going both ways, but Radiant is winning this war at the moment. Phantom Lancer is gonna have to use most of his regeneration just to get back into this lane. Lion does have his stun in 1 second. It's not going to be enough to kill him though, but that was a lot of harassment coming through. Nice juke there from Phantom Lancer. It might actually be what gets him killed. This Lion does have his stun. Is this going to be first blood? 0 seconds into the game. Lion going on the wrong illusion. Phantom Lancer still juking. Meanwhile, Clockwork also dropping pretty low. Lion making a lot of space for his team at the moment. Chasing a Phantom Lancer for this long. I don't think he'll get the first blood though. Clockwork dropping pretty low. Is it going to get the kill onto Clockwork? Doesn't seem like it. Phantom Lancer, both Phantom Lancer and Clockwork dropping pretty low. Clockwork does have a salve though, so it's a favorable trade for the Radiant. Phantom Lancer maybe overstaying a bit there. Middle lane. Oh, it seems like Monkey King went Orb of Venom in the middle lane. It's not something I've seen in quite a while. Clockwork does actually manage to get the first blood onto the Shadow Demon in the top lane. So yeah, the Orb of Venom, maybe if you manage to reach the Zeus, you can get a little bit more of those Jingu Mastery stats onto the Zeus. Not exactly sure why you'd pick that. It is kind of very strong against Monkey King, since he is a melee hero, so he gets the bonus from being melee on the Orb of Venom, but he's also kind of a ranged hero. Zeus only win 1 clarity, so he's not going full in for that clarity last hitting build. Fortunately, I really hate that build. Grimstroke trying to harass bottom lane, getting a little bit out harassed by this Oracle at the moment. Okay, top lane, Lion doing some good harassment here against the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer is having a really difficult start here. This Clockwork Lion combo is proving to be quite useful, and it seems like Phantom Lancer isn't that strong in lane, and that's probably why he's not really meta at the moment, except if there's some buff that I did not register. Oracle, a little bit of a route onto Pangolier. Pangolier does actually get healed by Oracle. Bit of a mistime there by Oracle. Flint dropping to below half HP there, so favorable harassment there for Dire. Both off lanes are doing really well at the moment, and both safe lanes are struggling quite a bit. Phantom Lancer trying to get some damage into the Lion. Lion wanted to get to bait out Phantom Lancer's spell, and he did manage to do so. Zeus, middle lane, gets that little last hit. 2 stacks of Jingu Mastery on him. He's going to have to be a little bit careful. Monkey King decides not to tower dive quite yet. Okay, Oracle, a route onto Pangolier. Pangolier is a little bit of a weird situation here. Work does manage to save him though. Pangolier has to get back, uses his Q. Very low on mana, very low on HP. Does have the salve at least. Work gets some good harassment onto the Oracle in the bottom lane. Top lane though, 4 stacks onto Lion. Lion's dropping pretty low, but they might actually get the kill here onto the Shadow Demon. The Shadow Demon is dropping pretty low. He does manage to egg himself in time there. Lion drops 5 stacks is a lot, and that's a kill for Shadow Demon there. So well played top lane. Little bit of a comeback. They have been struggling quite a bit, but at least Phantom Lancer is getting some last hits, and they did get a kill now. So well played there in the top lane from Shadow Demon and Phantom Lancer, getting that kill onto the Lion. Very even laning stage so far. It's nothing No one's leading a lot at all. Less than a 1k lead at the moment for Dire. So they're just trying. They should just try to get this farm onto the carries. Unfortunately, Phantom Lancer has been struggling quite a bit, more than Fuzzy has, even though just a little bit. So they need to try and get the last hits here onto the Phantom Lancer. Work might be a little bit out of position here. He is in the tree line. 4 stacks onto him. I think that's a kill. Okay, that's a kill onto work there. A little bit unfortunate. Just if you're just a little bit out of position in the skill pool, you do get killed. Clockwork taking, I think, 3 tower hits there. I think it's still worth it for the amount of harassment and considering how low mana Phantom Lancer is and how low Shadow Demon is at the moment. Phantom Lancer actually tanking quite a lot of creeps there. Middle lane, 2 stacks onto Monkey King. Monkey King dropping pretty low. Pangolier meanwhile dying in the bottom lane. Monkey King being extremely aggressive here. Maybe it's because he knows he has that magic stick and fairy fire, and he knows that Zeus is low mana. Can't really do a lot without his mana. Gets 1 stack onto the Zeus. Playing extremely aggressive, even with his low HP. He still almost tanks a tower hit. Fortunately, he does know he can dodge the tower damage. Of course he would. This is divine skill bracket. And top lane, Lion. Less than half HP, get a little bit more. Yeah, Phantom Lancer still struggling, only 20 last hits in 5.5 minutes, but fortunately Ursa struggling quite a bit as well. I did miss the Shadow Demon kill in the top lane, so that's another kill there in the top lane. Extremely busy lane at the moment. Pangolier does kind of miss his Q, but the one that does hit somehow procs. Okay, it seems like Clockwork and Lion is going to use the Shrine. This is going to help a lot with their lane because they need that mana to sustain the harassment they've been doing. Zeus does have a haste bottled, so he does have a little bit more mana to work with now at least, which is bad for Monkey King since he relied on the low mana from Zeus. Flint doing a lot of damage on the Pangolier. Is he gonna get this kill? He's dropping pretty low, and Ursa's also dropping low. Okay, that's a kill onto Pangolier. Work in a pretty bad situation. That's a double kill for Oracle. Top lane though, Lion might die. He does have 2 stacks on him. And are they going to tower dive? No, they're not going to tower dive. So that's overall pretty favorable trade there. If you are... Okay, maybe not. It seems like Zeus is gonna die as well. Zeus does die. Ursa manages to escape as Pangolier's Q does miss there. Big stun onto Clockwork. Are they gonna get this return kill on the Clockwork? Ursa playing aggressive. They want to get this kill onto Pangolier now. Monkey King, big rotation in the bottom lane. He does manage to get the stacks onto Work. Work dropping pretty low. He's 2 hits away from dying. Clockwork also dropping pretty low. They do get the kill onto Work on the Grimstroke. 3 stacks onto Pangolier, almost 4 stacks. He does have his Q, and that's a double kill there. Very big rotation from Monkey King in the bottom lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Top lane, Shadow Demon getting a little bit of farm. Where is Phantom Lancer at the moment? Phantom Lancer decided to rotate bot. I think that might be even more of a difficult lane for him. As you can see, 4 stacks on him already, 5 stacks. He's literally 2 hits away from dying. And I think that's maybe not a good lane swap. Phantom Lancer is trying to get some farm somewhere. At least he does manage to dodge the Q onto Grimstroke. And yeah. Let me just quickly change the stream title. Flint dropping pretty low. I don't think he's gonna die though. He's a very tanky bear. He does get disarmed, so he can't attack. That's a big disarm there from Pangolier. And they just mouse Pangolier. Is that a rage buyback from Pangolier, or do they actually think they can get the return kill here? I think he's actually gonna try to get the return kill here onto Work. He doesn't TP bot though. Work. Yeah, that was just a rage buyback. He didn't even try to get a return kill. It's very unfortunate for the Dire. Don't do that, folk. And Monkey King is just going off. He's got his 3rd kill now. Okay, Phantom Lancer very low in the middle lane. He does drop on the Monkey King, and that's another kill. That's a dominating now in 9 minutes for Monkey King. Zeus's lane started pretty well, and then he literally just died twice in no time. And top lane, Monkey King is everywhere on the map right now. Pangolier, he bought back. That's a kill onto Pangolier. Are they going to go on the Shadow Demon as well? Shadow Demon is very low mana, and I think they are going to kill the Shadow Demon as well. So that is 5 kills now for Monkey King. Okay, now everything's going out of control for Dire. They are at more than a 4k disadvantage in net worth. What will they do to try and get back into this game? They're gonna have to get some farm on this Phantom Lancer, but he's had the most difficult lane of all of them, so I don't know how that's going to be possible. He's trying to jungle, trying to see how he can get farm across the map. If he starts getting big, it's gonna be huge for Dire. And Shadow Demon does get an egg onto Ursa. Is this maybe an Ursa kill? That would be big. Work does get the silence with Ursa. Ursa just turns around and immediately kills Grimstroke there. Maybe a little bit of a bad positioning there from Grimstroke, not quite realizing how strong Ursa is there. Just gives him 4 hits and he's dead. Okay, if we have a look at the net worth here, you'll see that Monkey King and Ursa are leading the net worth by quite a bit at the moment. Ursa 1.3k ahead of Zeus at the moment, so very bad for the Dire at the moment. And it seems like Zeus is going to die again. He does have the regen rune, it's not going to pop it though. The egg onto Zeus will prolong the inevitable a little bit more, but Oracle does get the nuke in, and Clockwork gets the kill at the end there. Top lane, this Monkey King finally farming a little bit. Is he gonna try and go on this Phantom Lancer? Phantom Lancer does know he's in the vicinity, so I think he'll play at least a little bit careful here. Monkey King is gonna try and get a couple of stacks onto the Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer does know he does have a lot of escape, so that's why he stayed there for so long. Monkey King misses his staff onto Phantom Lancer, so seems like Phantom Lancer is safe there in the top lane. And middle lane, Zeus being went on, Zeus trying to get a little bit of that support XP, and almost turned around with the Clockwork, but they didn't quite overextend. Their Clockwork does miss his hook shot, barely there. This is going to be a long road to come back if you are Dire. They just have to keep their heads up and keep trying. I think it's possible, but they shouldn't do stuff like this. Really, I think this Pangolier is definitely getting a report this game. Probably getting 9 reports, to be honest. Rage buybacks, wards under his own tower, very on purpose. And top lane, Clockwork, Radiant does have control over the Dire jungle at the moment, which is not what you want if you are Dire. And Work trying to get a little bit of farm there so he can get his mana boots, but he's actually just going to die. 4 stacks onto him, and that's a kill onto Grimstroke. Middle lane, Zeus is getting a little bit of farm, trying to defend this middle tower. Does have a catapult to worry about. Unfortunately, it's Zeus, so he can't really do anything about the catapult. He's going to have to wait for the tower to kill it. And Monkey King going onto Zeus. That's more than half his HP gone, and that's just a kill onto Zeus. The stacks on Jingo Mastery is just insanely strong, and Monkey King just skyrocketing out of control at the moment. Shadow Demon playing quite aggressive onto Oracle. Yeah, they really want this kill, and I think he just realizes he's dead, and there's 4 euros on him, and that's a monster kill for Monkey King. And even Shadow Demon rage buying back. That's very, very unfortunate that they would throw like this in such a high skill group. Yeah, there were 2 grief buybacks so far, and people warding under their own tower just for trolling, and it got dewarded as well. They're literally throwing, so I'm not gonna continue commentating this game, because I mean, they're not even trying. Let me just watch a random pro game. Okay, Wagamama, it's pretty deep in. Yeah, I'll watch that. Seems like an interesting game where people aren't throwing at least. Okay, just waiting to load in here, and it's finally loaded in. This is a close game. This is 30 minutes in, and it's only a 3k difference between the teams. This is gonna be a lot better. Faces Void. His name is literally just carry player. Yeah, might be caught out by Klinks here. Klinks does have a lot of damage. Extremely good Chronosphere from Faces Void there. That might actually catch the Brewmaster. Well played, Faces Void. Extremely good reactions. Inhuman reactions, one might say. YB does get the hook onto Templar Assassin. This would be a very big kill for the Radiant, but Templar Assassin just 2 hits Pudge, and that's a kill onto Wagamama as well there. Very, very good turnaround there from Dire. Inhuman reactions from Faceless Void, getting 2 people in the Chronosphere and getting the Brewmaster on top of that. Well played. And Templar Assassin pushing middle lane. Tiny. I don't really know. How much gold do you get from those Klinks things? Is it worth farming? I have no idea. And Wraith King, extremely farmed. He is the main carry, it would seem, for Radiant at the moment. Midas and 270 last hits. That's pretty big. He's not even on the top of net worth. The top net worth is this Templar Assassin, 314 last hits already. Klinks might actually go on him here. Templar Assassin doesn't have his BKB for 10 seconds. This might be big. This is probably pretty big. He decides to go on Mars rather, and doesn't quite get the damage onto the Mars. They do ping it out on the Dire. They know Klinks is there now, and they will play a little bit more wary because of that. Klinks probably thinking that Templar Assassin still has BKB. Why he wouldn't go on him? I know he doesn't. I don't know. Probably just realizes that he was out of position and he is in enemy territory. He does go on to Templar Assassin now though. Does manage to pop the BKB on Templar Assassin, and Mars dropping very low. Does use his ultimate. He's going to be able to... No, he's not going to be able to escape because of the plus 40 Thunderstrike damage that Wagamama went. And Klinks going on Tiny. A little bit of an overextension there from Tiny. They should be able to get Tiny here. 4 euros on top of him. That's a stun onto Tiny, and that's a kill. Okay, well played there from Radiant now. Only less than a 1k lead. And Chronosphere onto Klinks. Is this going to be enough? I don't think so. It's not even going to drain his mana. Pudge does TP in. They might actually get the Faceless Void kill here. He keeps going on Klinks. They do get the kill onto Klinks, but at what cost? As it seems... No, they actually do get 2 kills. Well played, Faceless Void. You are indeed a carry player, as your name would suggest. Wraith King, extremely farmed. He's gonna have to do a lot for his team. His Midas is off cooldown. Doesn't manage to find a creep to Midas, and he finally finds one, and that's a satisfying Midas. Brewmaster does manage to get his split off in time. It actually doesn't manage to get it off, but it seems like Faceless Void will TP out. Brewmaster almost dying there. That mana burn from the Faceless Void is big. And this is going to be a very fast rush from Templar Assassin and his team, as they do have the Desolator. They do have a Mars. Quite a lot of damage coming out there, and if they get the Faceless Void as well, it's going to mount even faster. And it shouldn't be contested either, because it seems like Radiant is pretty far away from Roshan at the moment. No scan coming through either, and that's a free Roshan kill for Dire. So the distraction from Faceless Void forcing some rotations, and then they get the Roshan top. So well played there, Void. Some big plays coming through there. Do get a glimpse onto Tiny. Tiny does toss back, very nice toss. Faceless Void dropping pretty low. Under half HP is silenced. Does manage to Q out just in time. They do get the kill onto Crystal Maiden though, and that's a Brewmaster split right there. Mars does use his ultimate. Wraith King dropping pretty low. He does still have his reincarnation though. Mars maybe a little bit out of position, as he does drop to Klinks there, and Klinks does get the double kill. And do they decide to go on Templar Assassin as well? They do get the stun onto Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin dropping pretty low, no mana left, and that's Aegis on Templar Assassin. Buyback from Crystal Maiden here, and that's another buyback from Mars. This is a big fight here. And Brewmaster trying to go on carry player, relentless in his aggression as he still turns around onto the Brewmaster even with low HP. And they do get the kill onto the Brewmaster as well, so that does cost 2 buybacks, but they do get the kill onto the Brewmaster there. And a very intense fight, definitely worth it if you're Radiant. They got a lot of kills there, they got buybacks, and yeah, I think you'll definitely take that if you're Radiant, but you also wouldn't be too sad if you are Dire right there. And they do get the stun onto the Clinks. It's Tiny gonna come in time. It seems like he does toss Crystal Maiden in. They do get the stun onto the Clinks. Will they kill Clinks here? It seems like Clinks might actually kill Mars, as Mars drops pretty low. Mars brought back, remember, and Clinks actually gets away, and they do get the kill onto Crystal Maiden there as well. It seems like they will at least get the Pudge kill. And you're very happy with that if you're Radiant, especially considering they might get the kill onto the Tiny as well. He barely gets the kill onto the Tiny there. Faceless Void does rotate in to kill the Clinks, but it's a little bit too late, and Tiny does die just before that. Wagamama having an extremely good game. Obviously a very good player. He was rank 1 in the world at a time, and he's playing support right now. I wouldn't want anyone else to support me. Not like I'm near the rank where he'd queue with me. But you know what I mean, he's extremely good, and he's showing. Okay, Brewmaster pushing middle lane at the moment. He does have a Midas as well, so it seems like Radiant really wanted to delay this game with all the Midases they purchased. And he's gonna Midas a creep here, obviously, and Templar Assassin does get an invisibility rune. I don't think it's going to do anything too aggressive with it, because she can't afford to die, especially considering his team already used 2 buybacks. Let's look at the buyback status. And oh, never mind, it was the other, no, it was his team, sorry, it was his team who used buybacks. Only him and Faceless Void have buybacks left. At least it's the 2 cores who have buybacks and not the 2 supports. It seems like Dire is going to try a little bit of aggressive player, and there's a smoke from the Radiant. They might actually catch, if they catch the Faceless Void here, it would be huge. Pudge does have his ultimate, he doesn't have a blink dagger unfortunately. A missed ult from Wagamama there, and they do get the kill onto the Pudge. Brewmaster does get his split in on time, he's just going to run away with it. That's a very big jump there from Dire. Radiant not expecting quite that many players there. Clinks might aggress here. They do get a dust onto the Clinks. Faceless Void being extremely aggressive here. The Earth Bruling is gonna turn into Brewmaster any second now. 3, 2, 1, and Brewmaster is there. Brewmaster is between all of them. Is out of position. The spear does miss, but it doesn't seem to matter, as they are going to get the Brewmaster kill there. Very nice play from Dire. They immediately smoke afterwards. They might want to try and catch someone top. Let's see what they do with the smoke. Bottom lane. Okay, so Dire, they want to see if they can force the Brewmaster buyback. Yeah, it is 4v5, so let's see if they will be able to accomplish that. They do realize that Clinks is top as well, so now is a very good time to push. Also considering they do have 2 catapults pushing the lane. Void actually dropping pretty low here just from the Thunderstrike. They do get a silence onto the Void. They might actually even get this kill. 4 seconds on the next stun. Nice hook from Pudge there. They do get the kill onto Faceless Void, and a buyback would not be necessary. Stun onto Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is probably going to die if he has the glimpse. He actually does not have the glimpse, so that's a very nice TP from Crystal Maiden. And the rest of his team actually wanted to be a little bit more aggressive and see if they can get a bigger kill than the Crystal Maiden. Understandably. Almost gets the Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin does blink out, and he does also use his BKB. So that's a BKB forced onto the Templar Assassin. Clinks still aggressing even further. Mars trying to be a little bit fancy with his stun there. Clinks still going on the Mars. Mars might want to turn around just for the shield damage, and no, Clinks just does way too much damage. No matter what Mars did there, he was dead. Very well played there from Clinks. And Crystal Maiden actually under Radiance effects at the moment. She can't blink if she has a blink. She doesn't have a blink actually, and that's a silence onto Wraith King right in the nick of time. So that's actually pretty nice from the carry, helping out the support for once. This Templar Assassin is having quite the game at the moment, going full disable with Orchid and Nullifier. Nice stun from Tiny onto 2 euros there. Seems like Radiant are pushing, and they do get hook onto Crystal Maiden, as Crystal Maiden does stand still with the ultimate, and that's a kill onto CM. Good old relax, you're doing fine from Crystal Maiden right there, and this is going really well for Radiant at the moment, going well for Wagamama's team. That kill onto Faceless Void earlier in the bottom lane was very big. I think Faceless Void getting a little bit cocky with the Brewmaster kill that they did get there, and they are quite possibly going to wait for Roche, and we'll see quite a big fight at the Roche pit if that happens, because I'm very sure that Dire will not want to let that Roche fight go, and Roche does respawn in, I think that's about, let me check, that's about 2 minutes left on the Roche kill right there, and Klinks does TP in bottom lane. New Klinks, very interesting. He does go on to Tiny, a lot of damage there. Tiny is extremely tanky though, and they are going to get this Tiny kill with the glimpse from Disruptor, dominating on Disruptor at the moment. He does manage to miss his silence there, and very good hook there from Pudge. Is it going to be enough? No, it doesn't. It's not enough to save the Klinks, unfortunately, and that's a even trade-off at the moment for both teams. 2 kills for both teams. That's a DD rune on Templar Assassin. I would run if I'm Radiant at the moment. DD on Templar Assassin is a very scary rune to have. Fortunately, Radiant is extremely tanky. Templar Assassin does have the BKB. He is actually caught out here and does mute the right target. Does get the kill onto the Pudge. Very well played there. Not getting disabled, muting the Pudge, and dropping very low. Okay, that's a kill onto 2 euros now, and Wraith King. Hy skalk, ek kyk, ek commentate maar net my casting vir die toernooi. So dis 'n pro game. Wagamama speel. Dis daai ou wat so goed is. Hy was op 'n tyd rank 1 in die wêreld, maar nou is hy rank 428. Ja, so dis maar net pros wat speel, maar ek commentate maar net my casting. Ons moet net 'n of ander random ranked matchmaking game. Okay, 2 buybacks here from Radiant. That's a Wraith King and a Brewmaster buyback. Is Dire actually going to fall back with those buybacks? Usually you'd fall back if that happens. Void does manage to escape. He does use his Q in the nick of time, and that's 2 buybacks. So very happy there if you are Dire getting those 2 buybacks. And this is an extremely close game at the moment. I can't say who's winning at any time. Ja, bro, jy is geshout out vir 1 viewer, yourself. And then top lane, Klinks and Punch TPing there. Brewmaster they do get some runes, and it seems like the Roche fight is about to happen right now. Very, very big fight that will be. Klinks does have the Aghanim Scepter, so a lot of damage. He's gonna go on this Tiny. Tiny immediately turns around and stun. Very fast reaction time there from Tiny. It's not fast enough though, as he does still fall there at the end. And very well played there from Klinks, getting the kill onto the Tiny. He does have a lot of damage with that Aghanim Scepter. Pudge going on Roche at the moment. Dire is not going to be able to contest this Roche. This is very, very big if you are Radiant. Okay, big chrono from Faceless Void. Do they get the Spudge go at least? Mars does ultimate as well. Faceless Void, Mars combo at the moment. And that's a very big Disruptor ultimate. Static Storm, they're silencing a lot of euros. No one dying at the moment. They are going to get this Mars kill. They should get this Mars kill. They do have a glimpse as well. Not going to use it. Wagamama looking at the next target so long. He's looking towards Faceless Void. Very big tornado there from Brewmaster. This might be enough to get the Faceless Void kill. That would be very big for Radiant at the moment. That's a Pudge buyback. And stun from Tiny in the sidelines. They do get the stun onto the Wraith King there. Buyback from Mars as well. And Brewmaster dropping pretty low there, doesn't quite fall yet, and Wraith King doesn't have his ultimate. If they kill him here, he's dead for sure, and Very big jump from Faces Void. Everyone just evading everyone at the moment. No one really seeming like they want to fight. And Klinks does get a double kill with his huge ultimate, and that's Tiny turning around, realizing that he's very out of position. Does get the kill. They do get the kill onto Tiny, and that's a very, very big fight from Wagamama's team there. Ja bro, paar mense het jou game gekyk en jy het gewen. Dis 'n champ. Okay, 2 buybacks, Faces Void buyback and Crystal Maiden buyback. Radiant deciding not to go for throne because of those 2 buybacks, but they are still going to aggress as it is still a 3v5. And Templar Assassin going on Wraith King at the moment, and it seems like they did catch Faces Void, so that's a Void buyback, and I think that should be game. If this was a normal game, it would be called GG right now. Crystal Maiden trying to escape with his Ghost Scepter, not quite enough. Double kill from Templar Assassin and a buyback. Maybe this could actually be enough to defend the throne if she does get another kill here. Very valiant effort here from Templar Assassin, but it seems like Templar Assassin might actually fall here. No, he gets the kill onto Wraith King as well. This is a very big defense, and it seems like Radiant actually falls back. Ultra kill on Templar Assassin there, and that might actually be enough to defend, because Mars is back in 3 seconds, and maybe they still have a chance in this game. Very, very big plays there from Templar Assassin. Who is this guy? Templar Assassin. Let's have a look. Rank 263 in the world. Well, in his region. Very big plays there. And yeah, well done, Templar. I think that's enough. Yeah. It seems like Klinks is not going to continue pushing there. He might try to get thrown there, and yeah, he might actually try to snipe the throne here. He's going for a Divine Rapier. Does he have... No, he's going for a Nullifier, sorry. Yeah, it seems like Dire, even though just a little bit, seems like they might still have a little bit of a chance here in this game. Okay, while everyone's dead now, okay, maybe... Seems like Klinks wants to try and get a pick off here. If he gets a pick off, he is pinged out. No, he's pinged by Wagamama, sorry. Okay, he's gonna get a kill onto Tiny again. Tiny keeps getting picked off by this Klinks. Klinks does have a double damage here, so it should be enough to kill Tiny. Tiny out of position here. He's probably going to die. That's another pick off onto the Tiny. That's very unfortunate. I would be quite frustrated if I'm the Templar Assassin right now. Tiny... I know these are good players, but that's probably the 5th time he's died against Klinks like that. Let's have a look at these profiles. So Wagamama rank 428, Wraith King 457, Brewmaster 214, Klinks 378, Pudge 532. Let's have a look. Oh, rank 71 on Faces Void here, very high rank. And yeah, it shows like this Void is clearly very good at the game. He's had some pretty big plays so far, very good reaction times. GG Templar broken Euro. Ja, sy level 25 talent tree is pretty broken. 1.5 second bash met mild. Okay, this is a 5-man smoke from Radiant. They want to finish the game here. Let's see if they're gonna... If they catch the Templar, yeah, it's obviously GG. Templar does have the BKB, but Disruptor does have a Aghanim Scepter. Ooh, huge blink from Templar Assassin. Does manage to dodge the Wagamama ultimate there, and they do get 2 kills on Radiant. This should be game, except if Templar Assassin does something huge again. Templar Assassin does have the BKB, does manage to kill off Disruptor, but it's not going to be enough as Disruptor does have buyback, and that's 4 euros down on the side of Dire. Very good defense from Dire, but it's not going to be enough. Well played Templar Assassin and Faceless Void. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. The Disruptor ultimate was pretty big there in the end, and the 5-man smoke, and they're just going to end the game. Okay. GG, well played. Yeah, it was basically Templar Assassin and Void versus everyone that game. The Clinks was huge though. Clinks is absolutely insane this meta. Like people, when he came out, like when they made the changes to Clinks, everyone thought it's not going to be that strong just because it doesn't have any tank anymore. But all you need is damage apparently, because it doesn't matter if you have 1k HP if you just kill them in half a second. And yeah, he's a very big glass cannon hero at the moment. Let's have a look at the graphs. It was a very close game for the majority of the game. As you can see, it was like very up and down here, and at the end Wagamama's team just managed to bring it, take it home. Player net worth, Wraith King did very well to stay on top, and it was enough to carry his team to victory.